Gentleman goes back. Mr. DesJarlais, 4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Shay, you and I have talked a few times by letter and otherwise regarding the walking horse industry, and I wanted to speak with you a little bit today. I sent you a letter on August 10th, and you're very gracious to give me a response by August 20th, and I appreciate that. I've had a lot of calls from constituents over concerns about the objectivity in the inspection process on the walking horses, and the numbers grew to the point that I decided to hold a town hall during the week of the celebration in Shelbyville. They had set aside a room for 450 people, which ended up overflowing and having to be moved into an arena, and we had over 1,100 people in attendance. And I don't think in 5 years I've ever had that many people turn out for a town hall, so I think it's important that we talk a little bit about it. What is your current opinion about the state of the walking horse industry? Is it improving, and does it have a right to exist in its current form?
It certainly has a right to exist in its current form, and we certainly believe that the industry can exist without soaring. And indeed, despite the understandable controversy at the celebration, nearly 9 out of 10 horses passed inspection. So it is indeed possible to train a horse to compete in the celebration and other Tennessee walking horse shows without soaring. And so we believe that certainly the industry is in better shape than it was many years ago when soaring was openly blatant.
Okay.
That's not the case now, I don't think.
I was just looking at some numbers, and there were, I think, VMOs and DQPs at 39 shows through the first 8 months of the year, and over 4,300 horses were inspected, and there was a turndown rate of about 1%. So I would say that's pretty good, wouldn't you?
I'm not sure that those, I can concur with those statistics. I believe that the disqualification rate was somewhat higher than that.
But it is celebration, I agree, which the celebration is kind of the Super Bowl of horse shows. So yes. It's kind of like in the NFL. They play all the games all year long to get to the Super Bowl so people can come and watch the best athletes, if you will. But at the celebration this year, there was about 1,200 horses inspected, or 2,000 horses, no, 1,200 entries, and there was about a 10% turndown rate. How can you explain 1% through 8 months of August, same horses, same inspectors, same VMOs, and then they get to the big Super Bowl of shows and it jumps tenfold?
Okay, there's any number of reasons why it can increase. For one, scarring and soaring can take place throughout the entire year. And by the time the horses get to the celebration, the soaring and the scar caused by the soaring is more apparent, easier to see, is one thing. Second, because the stakes are so high at the celebration, our experience is that perhaps owners and trainers are more willing to try to get a soared horse through inspection than they might at a lower stakes show.
It seems like they would know that there'd be more people watching there, so I don't necessarily agree with that. Do you think that a biopsy is a appropriate objective form of testing for scar? Let's say a horse gets turned down for scarring and a biopsy is performed and it shows no scarring. Would that be significant to you?
Well, certainly if a biopsy were to prove that, it would be something we should look at.
Okay. Is thermography capable of detecting scarring?
Thermography does not detect a scar, but it indicates where a scar may be.
Okay. Now, like if there was 200 horses or whatever I said turned down, 126 were turned down, how many of those are followed up on and issued citation? The whole Horse Protection Act is to get rid of bad actors, and I think it should be, and I think that's great. How many are followed up on and issued citations?
We either issue a citation or issue a warning letter to all of them. But because there are so many, we simply can't follow through and file a federal case against literally each and every one.
Okay, well, I thank you for your time. Mine's expired, but I hope we can visit some more about this.